with a little over a month until Election Day, the Democrat Walz and the Republican Vance hit on a number of issues, including the turmoil in the Middle East, climate change, and abortion access. Abortion access has been a key campaign issue for Democrats since the overturning of Roe versus Wade, and Democrats want to codify abortion rights into federal law, while the Trump campaign claims the issue should be decided by individual states.
Let voters make these decisions. Let the individual states make their abortion policy. And I think that's what makes the most sense in a very big, a very diverse, and let's be honest, sometimes a very, very messy and divided country.
Just mind your own business on this. Things worked best when Roe versus Wade was in place.
GOP strategist Alex Zdan is back with us on Local News Live. Alex, thanks again for joining us. In your opinion, how did J.D. Vance do last night?
Well, Brian and Rashida, J.D. Vance put on a masterclass in debating. He was in command, he was factual, he was compassionate, he told about his life story, and that was just in the first answer. To me, this is the way that folks need to be looking to as an example for debates in the future. J.D. Vance hit a home run tonight. He hit a grand slam out of the park. I think that what you saw here was J.D. Vance's demeanor in taking command of the debate. He was the alpha. Tim Walz is the alfalfa in this race. It's alpha versus alfalfa.
Well, we certainly know J.D. Vance has a past. He has a law degree from Yale, so it could have potentially helped him there. But while it was a cordial debate, there appeared to be at least one moment of frustration for Vance when he was fact-checked. You mentioned saying facts. He was fact-checked one time by the moderators over the legal immigration status of Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio. Let's take a listen to the clip.
And just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status.
Well, Margaret, but
thank you, Senator. We have so much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important because
we're going to turn out of the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check, and since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. So there's an application called the CBP-1 app, where you can go on as an illegal migrant, apply for asylum or apply for parole, and be granted legal status at the wave of a Kamala Harris open border wand. That is not a person coming in, applying for a green card and waiting for 10 years. That is the facilitation of illegal immigration, Margaret, by our own
Thank you, Senator, for describing the the process. We have so much to get to, Senator.
Those laws have been on the books since 1990.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The CBP-1 app has not been on the books since 1990.
Again, he was fact-checked there. What do you make of his response to that?
I'm really glad that you guys showed the whole clip. I think that provides valuable context for viewers. The CBS moderators weren't saying you said this wrong or you said that wrong. They were giving their own interpretation of what J.D. Vance had just said, and they were trying to work it in slyly before pivoting to the next topic. I think J.D. Vance was well within his rights, as Governor Walz would have been if the situation was reversed, to say, hang on, wait a minute, you're distorting what I said. Here are the facts. It was another moment, I think, where J.D. Vance shined in this debate.
The one clip Democrats seem to be running with is when Vance refused to say Trump lost the 2020 election. That happened in the 90th minute, so it wasn't until the end. Is that a moment Republicans wish me may have handled that differently?
You made a great point that it was in the 90th minute. I think by that point, people had gone to bed. I think J.D. Vance won this debate in the first 20 minutes. And the reason it's so important that he had such a commanding performance is this is still a really close race. And I think that we talk about the number of people who watched, did swing voters watch, did undecided voters watch. If only a few thousand people in a key swing state watched this debate, it could mean a big difference on election day. Let's not forget that the 2020 election was decided by just a few tens of thousands of people over a handful of states. I think the same thing is going to happen here, and this debate could go a long way towards having that kind of on-the-ground impact in battleground states.
Certainly going to be a close election to watch.
GOP strategist Alex Zdan, you've been on Local News Live a handful of times. We really appreciate you stopping by.
Great to stop by. Thanks for having me.
Meanwhile,